You know that dream we've all been sold? The one about the perfect smart home where everything just works seamlessly, beautifully? Well, if you've ever actually tried to build one, you know the reality can be a little different, especially when you get to something as basic as lighting. And it leads to this really frustrating question, right? You've spent all this money on smart bulbs, fancy light strips, connected lamps. So why does just trying to turn them on and off sometimes feel like a chore instead of this amazing futuristic convenience? Yeah, this list probably hits a little too close to home. You've got lights from different brands that just refuse to dim at the same speed. You try to get a nice warm white light, and suddenly your living room feels like a hospital waiting room. And oh my gosh, the apps. One app for this, another for that, and the second your Wi-Fi hiccups, poof, you're back in the Stone Age, and all that control just vanishes. So what's really going on here? Well, the idea we're diving into today argues that the problem isn't the tech itself. It's not that we need more features. The problem is much, much deeper. It's the entire philosophy behind how these things are designed in the first place. And this quote just, man, it nails it. The goal shouldn't be to have a bunch of separate, smart gadgets that happen to make light. The goal should be a single, unified lighting experience. It needs to feel cohesive, predictable, and honestly, simple. All right, so if the old way of thinking is broken, what's the fix? Well, that brings us to a new concept called SLC. And the whole idea here is to completely flip the script and focus on making things radically simple and radically reliable. So what in the world is SLC? It stands for Smart Local Control. And I really want you to focus on that one word, local. That is the secret sauce. This is a system that's built from the ground up to be stable and intuitive, basically by taking the internet completely out of the equation. And this image shows you the 4 pillars it's all built on. Let's break them down. Local RF control just means it uses its own reliable radio frequency, not your sometimes flaky Wi-Fi. No internet required means exactly that. It works even if your router is off. Instant response, no lag, period. And my favorite, physical interaction, means you control it with your hands, not by hunting for your phone. And this right here might be the most important slide of all. It's not about what it has, but what it gets rid of. Think about it. No Wi-Fi passwords to type in, no buggy smartphone apps to update, no cloud accounts to sign up for, and no extra little plastic hubs cluttering up your shelves. It's addition by subtraction. Okay, getting rid of all that complexity sounds amazing, right? But what's it actually like to use? I mean, how do you control your lights if there's no app? This is where that philosophy of simplicity really starts to shine. Get this, the entire system, everything it does boils down to this dead simple 3-step logic. 1, you select which lights you want to control. 2, you adjust them however you want. And 3, if you like that look, you can save it to remember it later. That's it. It's the same simple process for every single product. And here's the perfect way to think about it. Using the system should feel as natural as turning the volume up on your stereo. It's an interaction that's practically baked into our DNA. There's no learning curve, you don't need to read a manual, you just get it. And because the approach is so simple, the result is an experience that is just seamless. All your lights dim together, perfectly smoothly. The white light stays totally consistent across every single fixture. It's a system that just feels right because it gets out of your way and lets you enjoy the light. Now, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not powerful. Let's dig into how the system handles one of the biggest promises of smart lighting, saving and recalling your favorite scenes. This is usually where things get complicated, but not here. So instead of digging around in an app, the scenes are tied to physical buttons right there on the controller. You get 2 dedicated memory slots, one at the 9 o'clock position and another at the 3 o'clock. You want to bring up your favorite scene? You just tap the button. One touch. Done. And what's it actually saving? It's a perfect little snapshot. It remembers the exact brightness level you chose and the precise shade of white light you dialed in. And when you recall that scene, bam, those settings are instantly applied to every single light in the group. Total consistency. Saving a scene is just as easy. So you dial in that perfect look for movie night. Then you just press and hold one of those scene buttons for 3 seconds. The lights themselves will give you a quick little blink, like a confirmation wink, to let you know it's saved. And that's it. No menus, no tapping a save icon on a screen, just simple physical feedback. So when you step back and look at the big picture, what's the big takeaway? It's really about this fundamental shift in what we should expect from our tech. It's a move away from complexity for complexity's sake and toward a simple, reliable experience that just works. I mean, this comparison says it all, doesn't it? The old way meant juggling a bunch of different apps. The SLC way is one physical knob. The old way was totally dependent on Wi-Fi. This way doesn't need Wi-Fi at all. We're literally trading a complex, inconsistent feeling for a simple, unified one. It's a no-brainer. And this quote gets right to the heart of the matter. This whole approach isn't about building some complicated smart home ecosystem for a tech hobbyist. It's about making lighting that's a genuine joy to use every single day for everybody. It's designed for real life, not for a science project. And that brings us right back where we started. The problem was never that our lights weren't smart enough. The problem was fragmentation. The solution is creating a system where every light speaks the same language, so you get one single, beautiful, and unified experience. So I'll leave you with this to think about. In our race to make absolutely everything smarter, have we maybe overcomplicated things? What if true intelligence in our homes isn't about more apps and more connectivity, but about elegant simplicity that just works every time? What if the smartest home is actually the simplest one?